which I am the director of practice for AARMENA. But just to let you all know, I'm also the director and founder of a new space inside of the JCRS that focuses on ecosystems, peace, and reconciliation. So I bring this knowledge and this wish to contribute and to be able to support all of you in matters that concern practice. We should be geared towards our research, our understanding, and our knowledge base, but also how do we transmit that into the world, into practical steps that can contribute to social change, to positive change in the world. And I know all of you are doing that in your different communities. So I thank you for that. And I am very excited to get to know each of you and your individual research and practices. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Laura. We have started the recording, so you know the session has been recorded. This is also, we'd like to tell you that we record all our sessions, and we have a channel on YouTube. Only people who are registered in our program can enter into it. We have over 40 sessions that you can see for different professors that are engaged in developing reconciliation and peace studies. We believe that reconciliation and peace studies are science. We don't believe it as a kind of like a way to interact only with people of communication, but within a scientific discourse. And the work what we do is transdisciplinary, which we integrate more than one discipline into 3 disciplines, integrating reconciliation and peace studies in the developing discipline itself that you will bring into our domain of research. So this is a research-based program. And what I mean by research-based program, you can be in Vienna if you want, and you can be out there doing research. And I will go into the steps of how we're going to do this. So you can introduce yourself if you want as a start, and then I will introduce the program, and then Professor Leiner will give you a presentation of what we are doing exactly, and then how to enter, what is the program. It will be a PowerPoint by Professor Martin Leiner, who's an expert in the field and also a professor for 20 years on reconciliation studies as science. And then we are as well, at the end, we can open for questions and answers. So this is the directions that we are going to take. So I will start now by just introducing AARMENA as a start, and then I let you introduce yourself. Okay. And then we'll let, as we stated, that Professor Leiner will give a lecture, a PowerPoint lecture, and then we will open a quick Q&A for all of you to really try to answer the questions as much as we can. So let me start first by introducing myself as well. After I'm Dr. Iyad Al-Dajani. I'm also the co-founder with Professor Leiner for AARMENA. We started it in 2018, and we have over about 45 universities integrated in this program, and about maybe 30 professors that are participating in AARMENA itself. And we have many doctoral students. And I can tell you now, we are also thinking of creating a digital peace building master program in this as an adjacent to the doctoral program. So you can do as well a master program while you're doing your PhD program. So they are all connected together. So you finish having a master degree and a doctorate degree. So you can do your master degree first 2 years and then continue the 1 year left as a doctorate with the same research that you are doing. This you can do still within 6 months or 8 months. The program will be opened, but you can also register from now and give us your name if you're interested as well in this kind of sandwich degree. So you will get a master degree as well as a doctorate degree from the University of Vienna. So this is the idea, and you will get more acquainted to what we are really doing from the scratch. As you know, this is a doctoral program, so if you are part of the doctoral program, you've done the scratch. But if you didn't do the scratch, it's better to do the 2 master programs. Sometimes people cannot enter into the program. It's very difficult because they just miss some stuff, how they're doing it, or their master program is not very well oriented with research. So it empowers you to do the research itself as well when you do, and you get a degree after it. This kind of concept I studied at Oxford as well. So they do that kind of concept. We were not doing this concept, but we are trying from this year to start this concept that people who leave, they don't just leave because they were not accepted by any professor. So this was a problem. So we want them as well to be strengthened and empowered by a master's degree as well. So if you don't get in the program for 2 years trying, at least you get a master's degree out of it, which is really good. Or you can do the master's degree and continue your same research as a doctorate. So this is what we are now in the phase of implementing. And it will be, because we have about 41 applications, so this is easy to implement. It's not going to be very hard or difficult for us. So let me just go more into what we are doing. I can first share with you the website just to go into the program today. And then I think all of you see this, right? I don't want to change this because it will be, stop sharing, just a moment. So here is our program. It's AARMENA, the website. What's more important for you is the doctoral school. As you see, here's everything. You can click here on the program, and then you can see our semester program, which is Adaptive Reconciliation, Conflict Transformation, and Peace Studies. So what does that mean? What we do here in Vienna, we bring professors, about 20 professors for 2 semesters. And those 25 professors, after they present as a guest speaker in our program, they are publishing with us the book. We have signed an agreement with Springer, which is an international academic publication. And we publish books with Springer that has Scopus ranking and Scopus Q1 ranking as well. We had 2 books now, and we have the 3rd book is going out soon. So the 3rd book is Reconciliation, Conflict Transformation, Peace Studies, which was before this semester, and it's now published. You can check it online. Not yet published. We published in April, but now we are doing the Adaptive Reconciliation, Conflict Transformation, and Peace Studies. Usually we accept PhD students to publish with us. Only 3 PhD students or 4 PhD students or 2 get accepted to publish in one of our volumes every semester or every year. So that's what we really do. So this is part of where we go. And then you have the program here. As you see, this is the full program. There are professors in different disciplines, as you see. So you have, of course, this is the orientation session today, and then you have Professor Sang Michael. He's the director of restorative justice at the University of Illinois. And he's very interested to attend and to develop and to speak about restorative justice. We put him in the 2nd session just to give you like a breeze of what we were working. The 3rd session is Professor Leiner and myself, which more is Professor Leiner. We will speak as well about the heritage book, and then we also, that was published last year, and you can see it and some data, and then we'll present to you about reconciliation and peace studies. The 3rd session is by Mark Gopin. He's the head of religious director of the Religious Center at the University of George Mason. So he is also interested to be part of us. As you know, those professors, they are from the US, and they have to work at 5 in the morning to be with us. So that's, you have to know that. So I try not to be late and that we are waiting for you, and because these professors are waking up 5 o'clock to teach, and barely we are not paying for them, by the way. So this is a 3rd part. So they are doing it as part of the, supporting and empowering reconciliation in the MENA region and peace studies. And then we have as well Lydia, from Professor Doctor in Digital Humanities from the University of Granada. So she's going to teach us about the citizens of science and the digital humanity in advanced public practice and participation in research and digital history. And then we have Professor Dr. Fater. This is very important to be at his sessions because he is one of our main professors from the University of Vienna, like Professor Leiner. He's the professor of intercultural dialogue and culture citizens at the University of Vienna and Culture Center. He's the director. And so I'll tell you that in the doctoral program, you need 3 things: doctoral school to accept you, and then you need 2 professors to accept your research. You can get accepted by the doctoral schools by attending all those sessions that we can write you, me and Professor Leiner and also Laura, that you can get accepted in the doctoral school, but then you need to be accepted with 2 professors. So this is advanced more. So then they accept you according to a proposal that you write. And this is what Professor Leiner will present later on. And then we have Professor Sanders. He's the director of digital humanity faculty. He's also what we call an inter-professor, which is part of the AARMENA professors who you can supervise as well, because you need 2, these are one of the professors that are engaging with us. And then we have Professor Milan Krenja. Milan Krenja is nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, and we are happy to have him and to speak about inner peace, who I am, dynamology. This is his new science that he has created. He published over 450 books until today, and he was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for this year, and also second year is going to go into nomination. The other one is now from Korea. So he's from South Korea, Professor Chung. He will speak about North and South Korea so we can understand the dilemmas of reconciliation and conflict in South and North Korea, because there was reconciliation for 25 years and peace studies. Until now, they are still working on it. So it's good to understand other conflicts as well for this year. And then we have Karl Stauffer from the United States Institute for Peace, who has worked in practice for reconciliation in Africa for many years, for 15 years. And he's very interested to come and give us a lecture about the practice of reconciliation on the ground. He's a professor of social science, and he's very interested to be part of us. As well, we have Professor Peter Platz. He's a nominee of economy, Nobel Peace Prize nominee in economy for this year and last year as well. And he will speak about economy in the political economic theory, new economic growth, and can support peacemaking and reconciliation process. And then we do 2 sessions for the doctoral students who are accepted, who wants to be accepted as well. So you can present in the last February or February the 9th. This is our left for our 2 doctoral students, students who were accepted. As you know, we have accepted students that are among you. We have about nearly 10 accepted doctoral students, and now we are willing to accept more. But here is what happens, that they present in the sessions. All doctoral students must present in the sessions their research. So what happens is that we empower the research to criticize their research, to understand how the research can be empowered. And this is one of our directions, how we do it. Yes, it might be frustrating for many of doctoral students when they see that they did a big mistake, but that does not mean that you are wrong. That means that you need to empower. The reason we do this is because you need to check yourself, to check that you're doing the right research, and how to present this research, and how to gain the skills of presentation, of criticizing, and how to work on the research, the problems that you get while you're doing the research. So you need people to look at it more than 2 eyes. You need 4 eyes, 6 eyes, 8 eyes. So this is a space where even the accepted doctoral students have to present. They must. This is a law. And the new doctoral students who wants to, they have to present, because they have to present their doctoral research or proposal of their doctoral research. So now this is exactly what we are doing for this semester. This is only for this semester, and then we get a break, and then we have the summer semester, and then we will talk to you about the summer semester later on. So other than that, I will not go more into the details. Maybe if you want to see the teams, who are the teams of AARMENA, you can see them here, all of us, we are here. And then you have as well, you can check that we have also a scientific board with Professor Leiner is the director of the scientific board. These are professors that you can choose who you think would be best, that will supervise you. So you need 2 professors. Professor Leiner, he's a professor of reconciliation studies, so he can support you. He's one of our pillars of the program. So, and you need the second supervisor as well. And you need the doctoral school, which is AARMENA. We're happy to have you, but as you know, it's a challenging. Even if you don't get accepted the first semester or second semester, you can also continue. So we have no problem with that. Some people telling me, what happens if I don't get accepted in 2 semesters? You can continue being part of the doctoral school. We will not throw anyone who does not keep on trying to enter. So it's kind of challenging, but I can tell you I learned this our operation from the University of Oxford. This is the way we are doing as well. So you will see the similarity between us and them as I studied with them. So that's part of the problem, I guess, for many students. But I think by that, we can tell you as well that we do symposiums where we bring professors from all over the world. AARMENA symposiums, I see 2018, we had a symposium to 2020 and 2022, and we are doing a symposium in 2024 where you can also present your doctoral research, not doctoral research, you cannot present it, but you can present any research that you think fit in the program that we will do in our conferences. So we can also empower you to present in our conferences. You're most welcome because you're a doctoral student of AARMENA. We like you to present in our conference. We can tell you that in 2024, we are having a conference for AARMENA, which we invite all the Arab universities and European universities who are working on reconciliation and peace studies, and US as well, and East Asia, to promote how they work and the research. So that's open for you as well. So, and lastly, I can see here about the events. For example, at events, we have the thing I want to show you. Just a moment, see if it's working. Yes. So here you have a Facebook page, we have a LinkedIn page, and we have a YouTube page. Usually YouTube will not see much. You need to send your email and we can add you into our YouTube channel. Then you can see all the lectures that's happening in YouTube. Here you can see, as you see here, you can see all the YouTube channel that all the recorded sessions are uploaded here. And so we have a lot, about 26 videos. We have more, we're gonna upload more later on, but here is, you can see whatever you want, but this is only open for the registered students, subscribers. So you need to send me your email or subscribe to it, and I will accept so you can enter and see it, because these are private sessions for professors. They don't want it to be public. So this is important for them. So it's not for public use. So that's why you can't, when you go in and you cannot see the playlist or anything, it means that your email is not registered. The reason you cannot see anything here. So I think that sums of it until now. I don't want to add more because you can experience more while you go inside. So now I will switch to Professor Martin Leider. It's you can download your.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. I think before I start with my presentation, I would like to have a short round of presentation, because we have quite a lot of new members, and it would be good to hear who you are, what you are interested in this program, whether you have already a topic or something you want to work on, maybe also the place where you are living, what you studied, what is your field, whether you are a political scientist or psychologist or whatever. Yeah, please, can we make such a round? In my screen, the first person I see, maybe we can follow this order a bit, is Rima Gassignan.
Yes, hello. Thank you very much for this orientation session. So my name is Rima Gassignan. I'm from Armenia, and I hold both bachelor's and master's degrees in Oriental Studies, and specifically in Arabic Studies. And I know Arabic and Hebrew. And my second master's, recently I've graduated from the American University here in Armenia, from the Faculty of International Affairs and Political Study, Political Science and International Affairs. So the Middle East is my scope of my professional interest. So, and I also have working experience in both education field and in business. And the company where I was working, it was doing a business with Arab countries. So I was in charge of communication with Middle Eastern partners. So I'm very much interested in this program because I myself come from the conflict zone. Maybe you all know about the Armenian-Azerbaijan relations and conflict around Nagorno-Karabakh. So I myself know what is war, what is violence, what is instability. And I would like also to say that I'm a member of the Union of Armenian Orientalists. And the main aim of this union is to bring change to Armenia through education and science. And for me, education is a principal and fundamental factor that can bring peace and stability to country and to societies. And instead of fighting against each other and witnessing permanent violence and instability, through cooperation, dialogue in education and scientific field, societies and neighboring countries can create better and common future and build peaceful coexistence. So this program, I think, is very unique from this perspective. That's why I decided to conduct a PhD to strengthen and deepen my knowledge in the field, not only of Middle East, but also of science and education, and to contribute as much as possible for peace in the Middle East, because my region, South Caucasus, is also part of Middle East. And what is happening there directly impacts our region. So to bring my little contribution to the peace in this region and to benefit as much as possible from from my studies, from communication with professors, with my colleagues, and to have a better future for me and for all people. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is very exciting to hear how many interesting elements you bring to our program. So very much welcome to be with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Then we have Abderrazak Masaoudi. You are not new, but nevertheless, please say something a bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Martin. Thank you so much, Dr. Iyad, Laura, and all my colleagues for having us in this new orientation session for the new year. I'm pleased being here. This is me, Abderrazak Masaoudi. I'm from Morocco. I got my master's degree, one in applied linguistics, one in Arabic linguistics, and another one in it's an international master's in religion, politics, and the global society from Padova University. And I'm very interested in working in topics related to peace building and conflict, transformation, reconciliation, and so on. So I had my topic, just need to reconsider some points, and then I'm ready to submit it. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
And then we have Odaide Peter Olaniyan. Did I pronounce you right?
Thank you. Yes, Professor. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Olaniyan Olajide Peter. I'm from Nigeria, and I had my bachelor's degree in international relations. And immediately after my bachelor's degree, I proceeded for my master's in peace and development studies, where I specialize in security and strategic studies. During the course of my peace studies at the University of Ilorin, Nigeria, I was privileged to work on the field as part of the training, where we had to monitor the processes of conflict transformation in a region called Igosun, Nigeria. This region was faced with Fulani herdsmen, and there was this conflict between Fulani herdsmen and farmers. So I was privileged to be on the field to monitor how they negotiate, and how to analyze conflict and come into a peaceful coexistence between farmers and herders as at that time. So I had a prime knowledge in peace studies and peace management. So immediately after my master's, I traveled to Italy for another master's in law in security and human rights, where I specialize on human mobility. So basically, I have understanding about peace studies. You know, I've been in the field. You know, I understand what conflict mechanisms is all about. You know, analyzing conflict using different conflict mechanisms such as conflict trees, onions, and donuts. You know, to come into a peaceful coexistence. You know, we analyze conflict and we deduce from our experience and bring about solutions to a conflict scenario. So basically, I'm interested in working towards the influence of media in promoting peace in the society, because I could see that the media can add to conflict, they can escalate conflict, and they can also de-escalate conflict. So I'm interested in the role of media in peace processes, you know, how to manage peace and how to manage conflict in the society. So basically, I have understanding about peace because that's my background, and I study international relations, which is actually related to what I'm going to be doing in this program. So thank you so much. And right now, I'm a kind of human rights activist, you know, because I'm already studying for security and human rights here in Italy. So very soon I'll be rounding up this December, where I'll be defending my thesis. Then I'll be glad to join this program in order to have better understanding and in order to have better research knowledge about peace studies and reconciliation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. very much. Let us continue with Hisham El Haddad.
Thank you so much, Professor. My name is Hisham El Haddad. I am Moroccan. I'm currently moving between Göttingen in Germany and Groningen in the Netherlands. My educational background is a mix between public law, human rights, and I'm currently finalizing a master's degree in intercultural theology. So that's why I'm studying at the University of Göttingen, but I'm also taking some courses at the University of Groningen with a focus on Middle Eastern studies. In addition to my educational background, my professional background is in the international development sector with a focus on conflict transformation and peace building. I've been doing that for 10 years now. I did work for Search for Common Ground, British Council, UNDP as a consultant, and other international organizations. And I'm kicking off a new professional career with the Institute for Strategic Dialogue as a programs lead for the Middle East, focusing on Jordan, Lebanon, and Iraq. Besides the practical experience that I do have in the ground, I've been thinking about moving to the field of academia and looking at how we can actually improve these practical situations on the ground with research from the academia, and that's what actually motivated me to apply for this program. I would like to focus on my research on how I'm assessing the impact of foreign assistance programs in conflict transformation, programs on conflict transformation in conflict-affected areas, and I would like to use Iraq as one of the case studies in this case. So that's some information about my my background, and I'm really happy to be part of this seminar to learn from other students, of course, doctors, and as well as professors and doctoral students. And it would be a pleasure to have this kind of discussion throughout the upcoming sessions.
Great, wonderful. Thank you very much, Hisham. Now on my screen, the next would be Omar Abdel Salam.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Martin. Thank you all. I am Omar Kamal. I am from Egypt and based in Qatar. I had a BSc in business administration, and I had diploma in management of international organization. Also, I had a master degree in conflict management and humanitarian studies. I working in Islamic philanthropy more than 12 years now, alhamdulillah. My PhD title is Exploring the Role of Islamic Philanthropy in Reconciliation and Sustainable Development in Middle East. And what encouraged me to do this and motivated me, I found a lot of or too much income from Islamic philanthropy, and this go only for humanitarian aid. So how to shifting this fund to stress on reconciliation effort and sustainable development. So this is my PhD title.
Yeah, wonderful.
Thank you.
Great, Omar. So I skip Dr. Laura Villanueva on my screen because you already presented. And the next would be Kimberly Harris.
Hey, everybody. I'm Kimberly Harris. I am in the USA. I live in New York City, but I'm in Colorado. Traveling now, so sorry I'll be on and off camera, but I'm so happy to be here. So my background is in sociology and anthropology. I met Professor Tajani more than 20 years ago while I was an undergraduate studying anthropology, spending time in Jerusalem. After that, moved to Vienna, and I worked in an international program that connected young people with people from conflict regions. That was a contentious project for a young person, so I started to go to graduate school in New York City to study how intergenerational work, how grassroots work can challenge national narratives, and how could challenge systems that had been set up in post-war countries. After that, I switched into aging for many years, and my recent work has been in aging and trauma. Right now, I'm working on a project for the US government that's trying to help people understand how trauma presents differently in older people, because this is a very emerging field, at least here. And I think that the trauma that people experiences as they age have an impact on reconciliation, and that impact can be shaped in positive ways, and it can also, I think, hold back the work that you're doing on the ground. And that's kind of the reason I sit here and I'm thinking about writing, and I do work day jobs and other things, aging and technology mostly, working on projects like this. But I think because it's an emerging field, and because there's so many places where it could be applied, I'm flirting with the idea of joining this formally, presenting research and really working on that. So thank you for inviting me to this circle, and I'm happy to meet everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Wonderful, Kimberly. We have also Lawal Salha.
You are muted, Lawal.
So can you hear me now?
No,
Yes, yes.
My name is Lawal, a journalist from northwestern Nigeria. From the United University. And I decided to join to enable me have a research on factors affecting reconciliation programs, because in Nigeria, so many times you see government in a great reconciliation committees, and at the end, so I want to have a research why and how it will be moved. That's why I want to join AARMENA. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, welcome very much, Lawal from northwestern Nigeria. Good to have you with us. The next will be Jean-Marie Zambimana.
You have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Zambimana Jean-Marie. I'm from Burundi. Teacher at 2 universities in Burundi. One is the Bujumbura Christian Universities, another one is Hope University. And also, I had a project before, which is called Peace Reconciliation in Burundi, but it's no longer, it's have finished. But also my academic background, I had a bachelor in theology. Also, I have masters in education from Germany, and after that, I did another not masters, another diploma at University of Geneva in ecumenical studies. Yeah, but now the reason why I want to really to be part of this program is that, as I said, I come from Burundi and Rwanda and the Congo. DRC is the zone of conflict. So I want really to know so much and to use what I gain from this research. And also I want really to get that capability to start maybe the masters in our universities, how I can teach, how I can start a program of masters to our universities, because here in Burundi, we don't have any university which is offer masters, all those peace and reconciliation studies. We don't have. So really, I want to know, to get that to gain so much, and to know how I can really use what I gain from this program, so that my country and my neighbor countries, Rwanda, Congo, because where I live is just near with Congo. It's like 5 or 7 kilometers from in Congo, in East Congo, where there are really so much conflict. And where I live in Bujumbura, it's so much conflict, as I said. So I want really to to do research how the church or how the religion people can be a means of reconciliation, of peace and reconciliation here in Burundi, Rwanda, and the Congo. Thank you so much.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, welcome very much. So you're representing the whole region, a bit of the Great Lakes, which is an important region.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
thank you so much being with us. So the next one we have Matthew Otefisan.
Good afternoon. I am Matthew Otefisan from Nigeria. I had my first degree in Obafemi Awolowo University in Education English, and I proceeded to have my master's in adult education at the same university in Nigeria, Obafemi Awolowo University, in which I worked on measuring the usage of ICT for self-directed learning among the non-academic staffs of Obafemi Awolowo University. And during my course of study, I was involved in various projects, which majorly centers on conflict resolution and conflict management, most especially because the town in which Obafemi Awolowo University is situated in Nigeria was involved in communal clash for more than 2 decades. That is the Ile-Ife and then the Modayeke community, in which I was part of the project, that was designed looking at the conflict management and conflict resolution between these two communities at my undergraduate and also at my master's level, which has helped me to work collaboratively with as a mentee with my research partners on conflict resolution and conflict management, which has exposed me and widened my horizon on peace management and peace resolution. I was part of the winter school at George Maximan University, Würzburg in Germany. And I also attended as an exchange student in the Pedagogical Hochschule, that is University of Education in Freiburg, Germany, which I also contributed my quota in one of the lectures. I was also took part in University Journal, and then have various publications to my name. I study adult education at my master's level, and this has propelled me, conflict resolution has propelled me to work on a research I'm currently working on, which is information communication technology as a correlate of conflict resolution and performance in public and private enterprise in Nigeria. While working on ICT, information communication technology, I came to discover that communication is an end-to-end interactions. And sometimes there are conflicts that arise from the encoding and decoding of information, which has also impeded smooth interactions between partners. So these are part of the things that have motivated me to join this great platform that centers on conflict resolution, conflict management, which I'm going to learn a lot from this and also build my learning on peace and conflict resolution with people that will be learning with and studying with and working with, which I see as a great opportunity for me to developing my community and also to looking deep into the communal clash that ever existed among the Ife and the Modayeke in Ile-Ife, Osun State, Nigeria, as part of what I'll be working on for this project. Thank you very much, and I'm glad to be part of this project.
Thank you as well, Matthew. Thank you so much. Now I'm going further in my screen. There would be check to Basi.
We can't hear you. He's unmuted, but we can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay. I'm just saying what a great honor to be amongst this amazing group. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Jack Tobasi. I live in Jerusalem, and as you are all tracking right now, there is a huge unrest and war happening in the area where I live, Israel and Gaza. So the area is filled with conflict, and there have been many attempts for reconciliation that have failed, either a Palestinian-Palestinian reconciliation, Palestinian-Israeli reconciliation, Israeli MENA region reconciliation. So there are lots of examples where we can sink our teeth and go into more detail behind the reasons why it failed. My main focus academically was on human resources management and development, especially on the psychology of motivation, what makes people tick, because those are the decision makers, those are the influencers, and the psychology behind how we can motivate people to do something that is normally outside of their comfort zone, aka probably reconciliation and peace building, is one of the things. In my professional career, I'm the program director for a security sector reform, looking at developing the Palestinian security sector according to the Oslo agreements. So this is also my area where I would like to research more on how did the lack of the development of the security sector result into the lack of the reconciliation, and how it can improve the peace building activities in the region. Over.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Great to have you. Thank you so much.
We have someone who wants to just
somebody who just ended. The next would be on my screen now. If I see well, Sinat Hassan.
Zinat.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ayad, Professor Leiner, and Laura. My PhD project is about reconciliation in Lebanon. I've been working for 6 months on writing the literature, and soon I will finish surveying the literature also. During my journey in writing and reading, I changed the main research question. It would be about the reconciliation and the return of displaced persons in post-war Lebanon. And I'm examining or exploring the role of reconciliation, and especially the social reconciliation in returning of displaced people. The second stage is to formulate the theoretical framework and move to developing design for research. I'm thinking about the field research also. I think by the end of this semester, I will have finished writing and I will start working on the actually on the field research also. So this is my journey. I think it's about what I have done the last 6 months. And that's all.
Thank you, Zinat. Thank you. Zinat is one of our students, so she is very committed.
Yeah, Zinat is already enrolled officially with everything as the first on the program. She was being enrolled, and she is working very hard and strongly since already almost years, 2 years, 2.5 years, something like this. Then we have Roger or Roger Ngwang.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the opportunity for this very amazing platform. I am Gwang Roger. I'm a Cameroonian. I have a background in political science. That's what I studied at my undergraduate, but I also have a master's degree in international relations, another master's degree in governance and development, where I specialized on violent conflicts and post-conflict reconstruction. Then another master's in international security, where I focused on post-genocide reconciliation. So I engaged in assessing the constraints of transitional justice schemes and promoting community-level reconciliation while drawing on the case studies of Rwanda and Cambodia. So this made me to gained that interest on pursuing further studies in the area of reconciliation. And now I am thinking about questioning the critique on liberal peace building. Like liberal peace building is all about trying to debunk the externally led peace building initiatives to including domestic realities. But I want to question how cultural systems, how economic and resource-related inequalities are reflected and reproduced in cultural systems that can also have certain implications for community-level reconciliation. So that's actually why I found the AARMENA program so very attractive to me, and that's why I'm here today. I hope I would be able to be guided through the process in realizing this research idea of mine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Roger, very much as well. You made really a lot of masters already, and a lot of work. So I think you're very deep already in the topic. It's wonderful to have you. When you said where you are living or coming from, I did not hear where there was a bit.
Oh, I'm a Cameroonian, but I'm a Cameroonian, but I'm a Cameroonian, but I'm currently in Germany.
Yeah, great. Very good to be with you.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Yeah, we have also Abdul Ghaffar.
Abdul Ghaffar. You are muted. If you can unmute yourself and be aware.
Are you listening me, please?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Thank you very much, Professor. I really feel honored to be with all these learning personalities. I am from Pakistan, Islamabad. My MSc is in Defense and Strategic Studies. My MPhil is in Political Science. And I have around 15 years of experience and exposure in development sector, in research, in evaluation, and I have been part of many youth forums and capacity building platforms where I came to know about this unique concept of conflict resolution, which is frankly very unknown and alien concept here in Pakistan. So I had studied 2 courses in my master's. One was crisis management and the another was conflict resolution. And this, since Pakistan has been facing quite a lot of conflicts of different kinds, so this unique field of study attracted my attention. And since then, I have been interested in this field. That is why I contacted Dr. Yad Al-Dajani, and I am really thankful to the professor that he has invited me here. At this moment of time, I do not have enough idea about this program, but I'm quite searching and hopeful to join you people in some capacity. Currently, I'm serving the government of Pakistan as Deputy Director. It is a mid-level professional career position in civil service of Pakistan.
Yeah, great. I'm very happy and glad that you have interest in this program, which is, as you said, not very common in your Pakistani context. And yeah, I hope you still find interesting things to develop together. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I look a bit on my screen now. Things changed a bit, but I think we have Haifa Ben Fry.
Min Faraj.
Faraj.
Hello, I am Haifa Ben Fry. Welcome. So I am an entrepreneur and I am also a researcher. and I am based in Tunisia, and I have a bachelor degree in applied languages in business and economy. I also have studies in anthropology, social and cultural anthropology, and I have a master's degree in design for sustainable development. Sustainable development and gender are two subjects that I work daily on, and I based all my vision and all my actions as an activist also and entrepreneur on that. And that's why I am also joining the AARMENA to get as much as possible of the peacemaking methods, especially that I am interested in the women contribution in building peace and sustainable development in North Africa, and specifically in Morocco and Tunisia. We have different previous experiences of women doing that in North Africa. So I will do this, I think, as a subject, and that's all in general. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Haifa. Yeah, also very interesting, and it shows how interestingly diverse our group is. So we have also Al-Hassan Tahiru with us.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you very much. My name is Al-Hassan Tahiru, and first of all, I apologize for joining late due to my unfortunate circumstances. I'm Al-Hassan Tahiru. I'm based in Germany, and I'm at the University of Tübingen, where I study peace research and international relations. And I have been in the projects that we seek to understand the interpretation of sacred text and how sacred texts contribute to the legitimization and delegitimization of violence. We try to look at countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, to see how the interpretative part of text that contributes to the collective mobilization of armed conflict. And so far, we are working on that project, and I'm also particularly interested in the AARMENA program, particularly due to the fact that I want to understand more about reconciliation and how we can apply reconciliatory tendencies towards solving conflict, in this case, ethnic conflicts. I am very particular about ethnic conflicts due to the fact that it affects the mundaneness and the everydayness of people. And I think that there is the need for particular focus on looking at the factors that really contribute to the longevity of ethnic conflicts, rather than focusing on the causes that gave reasons for the conflict onset. Because when we are able to unpack the causes from the factors that prolong and make the conflict becomes more intractable and protracted, I think that is where we can get closer to the solution. So generally, that has been my idea so far, and I am very hopeful that with the AARMENA program, I'll be able to really undertake this kind of interesting work. Thank you.
Great to have you, Al-Hassan. I think you are in the project with Professor Hasenclever, isn't it?
Sure, that's true.
Yeah, because he told me and also Dr. Laura in Berlin when we met last time that he has an interesting project with this text and legitimization of violence in Cote d'Ivoire and
in Nigeria.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's very interesting what he is doing, actually. You can actually read my book, which is really analyzes text of how to do it.
Great.
ICT for reconciliation. So I don't know if you know that I published a book about the whole work, how to do it, big data, and how to analyze the text from all of it. So that's also interesting too, that you are doing that. Yeah.
There are possibilities also to get parts of the text or some copies online through.
Yeah, you can. I can give you. We can give you actually our books. I wanted to say that to later. That we can give you the books for free, ebooks for free. They are costing 200 euros, but for you are for free. We can send it to you via email. Just send me an email that you need the books, and I will send it to you. And we'll register you as student doctoral candidates, and then you will be also on the website. If you send us as well your title of the research and what you are doing, we update the website. And if I may, I can tell a little bit to Professor about
it. I think we are not
still we have.
Mudassir Hussain and Ravan also. Ravan is already longer time with us, but both should present. And then I would suggest that maybe we make a 5 minutes break and then we say about several technical things, and I will present through a PowerPoint thing so that we can finish hopefully at 4 o'clock or 5 minutes past 4 or something like this. But please, Mudassir, present yourself. It's technically possible. Okay, seems not to be asked for Ravan Tabuk. Is Ravan?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Professor Leiner. So my name is Rawan Tahboub, and I'm working on digital humanities, how to use virtual exchange as an educational tool for reconciliation processes. I'm basically working on social reconciliation, and my case study is the intra-Palestinian division. So I'm working on the different Palestinian movements, parties, and youth to look for a possibility or to explore if there's a possibility for inter-Palestinian reconciliation as a step forward to move to a better community reconciliation as an end result.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. And Ravan is working in Jena in the department also of Religionspädagogik, religious education at the University of Jena. So my proposition would be now that we made this round to have a real 5 minute, not more than 5 minutes, short break that everybody can grab something to a glass of water or whatever. And that then Dr. Iyad will present things about sharing books and other things. And I present you a PowerPoint on how to get to a PhD from the beginning to the end, a bit how would be the different steps.
Thank you. Thank you. We will see you in 5 minutes. I'm sorry, I don't see a lot of people on my computer, so that's why I thought that we finished, but it seems Mudassir and Rawan came at the end. Now I see them here. So yeah, we hope, about 41 people registered, and we had 20, which is really a good outcome. We can tell you there's other students who are accepted. We have 8 students accepted. Not all of them are here, but we're happy to have the students who are accepted to be here and to present and to show the other newcomers how the work is being done. So thank you, and let's meet in 5 minutes. Let's break for 5 minutes. I will start also the recording session. So, Professor Leiner, I will. You just start, and I will. You can, yeah, you can do it if you want. No problem.
So, so the topic we are talking about now is how to go the way. I have to. Now we can make it like this.
Yeah, yeah, click this first.
Or make it without.
Okay.
To have the whole screen.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah.
And then I think.
And then
you just make it. Yeah.
So, the way is from almost nothing to your PhD. This is like a title of also other books, how to get from almost nothing to everything about the world or such things. And I want also to encourage you to go this way, but I must go back now. It's a first.
You can remove the scroll.
Okay. Thank
you. Remove the scroll. With the scroll.
With the scroll.
Yeah.
Like this.
Oh, yeah. Like this. Okay.
Okay. So I'm no other to move. So the first thing you need is a research idea. I heard from many of you that you have already a research idea, and this research idea is very important. What does it make a thought or an idea a good research idea? This means, first of all, that there is something, a question, or the field, or the process, or something you want to find out more about. So either you describe something, how it evolved very precisely, or you have a question to resolve. For example, why a reconciliation process in a certain area has met this problem, or why this reconciliation process in one country developed better than another one. So this would be a research question. And of course, there are research questions which are very important at the actual state of research, because they are somehow prepared, that people thinking in this direction, or that it's a kind of lacuna in research. There is nothing done about it, but everybody would understand that it's important to do. So it's always good to check your research question in discussions with possible supervisors, which might be myself, also Dr. Yat, Dr. Villanueva, and others, whether this question is really a well-fitting one, and also to look a bit into literature. Maybe also somebody did the similar or the same topic, and in this case, of course, it's always a bit of a problem to say something new, because research is always about discovering new things, adding to our knowledge. And this is also the exciting thing in science, that we add to our knowledge, that we have a certain part of the thing people think about the world, of the thinking, which you say, I want to make it more solid, more precise. I want to question this. All the rest you to take for granted and you don't change it. But at this point, you want to dig deeper. And so your research idea, if this is somehow agreed that it could be an interesting idea between supervisors or myself or others in like Dr. Al-Dajani or Dr. Villanueva, is a good one. You could develop it to a 5-page draft where you already describe a bit what to do there. Then you go further. Second thing, from a 5-page draft to a 20-page proposal, which means that you have something which will be the basis for your contract as a researcher at the University of Jena, that you can officially enroll and be accepted as a PhD student. And those 20 pages often are also very useful to present yourself for a grant. If you want a stipend or a grant, often they ask you as well for the same kind of text you have to produce to enroll in the Jena University. And then the third part will be from a 20-page proposal to a PhD. So this is the structure of the presentation. The question is how to eat a mammoth. Because a PhD is like a mammoth, it's like a big animal. And of course, the answer is piece by piece. You could not think that you have to swallow it all at once, then you will not succeed. But if you eat a small part after the other one and take your time, then you will all succeed in it. So the start, the research idea can be a topic. So you want to make an exact description how something happened, for example, how happened the reconciliation process organized by the United Nations in Iraq from 1 year to another year, for example. Or how evolved the conflict about Nagorno-Karabakh or in northern Nigeria or whatever. This is the exact description, is a typical research idea that you want to describe it more exactly, or in hypothesis. For example, an hypothesis means that you want to find out something. In logic, an hypothesis means if A, then B. And then A is the hypothesis. So if, for example, in a peace process, you add education as an element, and you work on education, the peace process goes better. And you could also say if you add education in a certain way, it goes better, and it leads to the effect that people are more reconciled and more willing to go for peace, especially after a certain time when the education has its effects and the educated people become adults. And then you could also have the hypothesis that if you add education in a certain way, it will have such effects. Against swallowing Aristotle, science is a knowledge of the reasons. And this tradition, a hypothesis, can also be called an explanation or a rule. So because you make more education, you get better results on reconciliation. This would be an explanation. Or you say there is a rule. Always when you make more reconciliation, it leads to, if you make more education, it leads to more reconciliation. And then you can also combine description, explanation, and also meaning making, and give so a new interpretation. This would be also a third type of a good start. I want to give a new interpretation why the peace process after the Taif agreement for Lebanon led into a lot of problems we see now in this country, for example. So the main point in science is to find something new, a new description, a new interpretation, a new explanation, a new rule. And the question of practical use is also important. So I showed in the picture an area which is in the sea, and this area can be filled by land. And so you fill also an area of our world, of our thinking, with land, with solid ground, where you understand better what is going on there. typical problems of research ideas could be that they are not new, that they are too far from existing science and knowledge. So they might be correct, but it's difficult to connect them with some existing methods or other things. There are no methods available, or they are probably in the end wrong, boring, or banal. This you should also avoid. Abdelrazak, you have a question.
Let's leave it after you finish to do the questions and answers, I guess. It's better. What do you think?
I think if it's an understanding question, we could do it right now. And if it's a discussion question, we make afterwards a discussion. It's an understanding question.
Yeah. Just regarding the last point, that when you talked about the originality, I mean, bringing something new. I mean, I'm just like, I want just to know what is meant by to bring something new in research.
Yeah. So
yeah, what
you should not
new
just,
in what sense? Yeah.
Just
new in what sense?
the wheel again or something, and invent the wheel again, but something new. Or if you write something which is very close to something where already a book is existing about, it would not be, even if there was a lot of correct and fine work done, it would not be very good in science. You should add to the knowledge people have. Therefore, it should be something new.
What we call adding to knowledge. So you add,
okay.
Doctoral program is about adding the knowledge. So it's not about creating the knowledge. It's about adding the knowledge. It's two different things. It's knowledge experience. You study other knowledges of experiences, more than one knowledge at the same time, and then you can connect with them together to get something new out of it. You don't get anything, you get little bit something new, not really 100% something new. Like you'll get a new experience. A new experience out of conducting research with evaluating two knowledge of different knowledges together. For example, knowledge of Professor Leiner and the knowledge of what I do in IT, you combine them together, you can get ICT for reconciliation. And that's an added knowledge. So you have to understand that added knowledge means not new knowledge, but added knowledge means the experience of integrating or transcending knowledge. This is what we mean, because this is a transdisciplinary research approach. Yes, Professor Leiner?
Thank you. Just by randomly, a book here, it's about when conflict resolution failed. It's a book about Israel and Palestine. And the author is describing conflict resolution approaches which failed in this conflict. If you just write about the same topic and find out the same thing, it would be not new, and it would not be scientific. Therefore, it should be something else. Maybe you write give different explanations, or you write in another conflict. Or another period of time, or but if you would write almost exactly the same that in this book is, it would be not so interesting.
And if I could just add something, Abdelrazak, another way I think to address this is perhaps thinking about gaps. So instead of trying to think of what is the new thing, or what is the new point, it's to whatever your topic is, start to look at what are the gaps, because there's always gaps, and they could be big gaps or medium or smaller gaps, but there's always gaps in knowledge. And if you start thinking about it like that, then instead of trying to think about a new idea or a new way of how I connect this knowledge to that knowledge, you start to look at the gaps. And from these gaps, what is going to emerge is an understanding of what that new thing that your particular research is going to do is going to add to the field. And that could be another way of approaching it, and just another way, as Professor Leiner and also Dr. Iyad, there's different ways of approaching it. So if the way I just mentioned is good for you, then you can take that as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So there will also be time to discuss, but such questions to understand, you can ask now. I would suggest So from the research idea to the 5-page draft, this will be your first step. So you might think about a title for your PhD. This can be a working title, and it should be first more like something to describe what you are doing. So not something very beautiful like let's say the fox and the wolf in the conflict, and then you write about a conflict where some behave like foxes and other like wolves. But you should rather have a title like the fragmentation of Libya and its development and possible and attempts to overcome it. For example, this might be a title when you write about how after Gaddafi, Libya became ruled by different tribes and groups and so on. So this would be the first step. Then you should write about the explanation of the title, including definitions, importance of the research. So you might write, when speaking about this fragmentation, I understand by fragmentation that in a state territory, different political parties and tribes or other authorities are having the role of a state or controlling the country, having power to control what is happening there. There could be also discussion how you define it, and then you give also you talk also about the importance of research, like after Gaddafi this happened and it's still an issue, and develops as a here it is. Okay, got it. So the next thing might be a short state of the art about the exact topics and hypothesis and interpretation. So you said on this book there exists already on this topic a book here, Wolfram Lacher, The Fragmentation of Libya. And you would say he is arguing a lot from this point of view of political science, but there is also a religious aspect which is very much lacking, and there is also much more already prepared during the Gaddafi era, which I want also to develop, as well as the peace attempts, how they advanced but got also into problems. I want to describe, and the exact hypothesis is that it might be exactly this, that there is more behind and a deeper structure behind it than happened, than it's described in the book by Lacher. So, and then the development of the research, the idea, the method, the work plan, and the expected results is a bit the main point in this 5-page draft. So you want to describe, find out this method, what happened in Libya by making expert interviews, for example, with special actors. And also you want to work, let us say, with archive material you will find by traveling to Tripoli and Benghazi or whatever. And then a work plan. So I will first read the books and also the history and present what is all available about Libya, and then I want also to have a half-year stay in there to make interviews and archives, and then I will write the whole thesis down, for example. And then you make a final considerations like meta-reflection about practicability, problems. For example, can I really travel to Libya? The security situation is not so good, and I need also funding for this. But maybe there is also a way to replace the archives by things you can find in the place where you are, and to make some interviews on Zoom. And the use for practice would be that I think that if you make such a study, it might contribute to find also ways out of the crisis and the fragmentation of Libya. So this would be the 5-page draft, and this 5-page draft.
Yeah, you can. It should now try.
This 5-page draft would be presented to Dr. Yad, Dr. Laura, and me, and we would give you some feedback. Say it's super fine as it is, or please think a bit about your methods and the title and change this and that, and hand it in again. And then we would encourage you to make a 20-page proposal, or tell you drop this topic, it's not so good. Please, if you want, think about different topics or familiar topics, but what would you like? So you get a feedback after those 5 pages, which would be something I think which should, if you are already in the topic, not take you too much time to develop. And then it would be the 20-page proposal, which has always 7 parts. It's a title, an introduction of the topic, then very important, the state of the art, according to the title. So if you have Libya's fragmentation, you would make it write about what is already existing about Libya, about fragmentation, and especially about Libya's fragmentation. And this about Libya's fragmentation, it should be very exhaustive. And this is the main point in this. So now it's really the focus on the state of the art. Why it is from the state of the art? Because it's important to check from the beginning that you can add to science, and that you can build on what is already existing, but bring something new, something that's added to knowledge. Therefore, the written thing, the state of the art, is here the most important. If we go back, the development of the research from ideas through method, work plan to results was the most important in the 5-page draft. Now it shifts to the state of the art. And the state of the art is not just a literature review, where you make summaries of the important literature, but you make a critical development in the literature, and maybe you say in the studies of Libya's fragmentation, first of all, there were people focused on weapons and on armed actors. Then they integrated also religious factors and tribal structure, and then also international actors working in Libya came in. And I want to add, for example, to go back to the time of Gaddafi and even before, to understand what happens in Libya. This might be a kind of a state of the art. Then you develop also a bit longer the research hypothesis. I wrote also some approximative pages. You should use the methods. Methods is somehow relatively simple part if you already studied methods and you just write, I will do semi-structured interviews according the model of And then you describe a classical book or a classical author who developed the methodology. Or you make mixed method research, or you made internet research according to, and then you quote authors and develop a bit what has to be done and why this method is best. Then you make a work plan. This should be for 3 years, because the PhD standard time is 3 years in Jena, and also the grants often are 3 years. Some are still 2 years, some are a bit longer, but 3 years would be a bit the standard model. And then you just write from January 2024 to March 24. I make readings of books, and then I write chapter 1 and so on. And then you also put some literature in the proposal, which is important for your work. So on the basis of this proposal, you write then your PhD, which should be between 200 and 300 pages. And it includes a title with an introduction, maybe historical background, then a state of the art, which should be now really exhaustive. Often includes also reconciliation studies, similar cases, and especially your topic, research hypothesis, interpretation methods, and classical evaluation. And then the main part is the research and the discussion of the research. It's 30 to 60%. Then you make a summary of the result, and then you write a conclusion. This would be a classical structure of a PhD. And after this, some points for attention. Everything which has not been written by you in a current dissertation and is quoted must be presented in quotation marks with reference, as this includes your own text published when you are quoting them. So it's even forbidden just to take a part of an article you published before, even if it's from you, without quoting it. No part of a dissertation can be published before. So even it's the best thing is even not to publish things you made part of your PhD, and not to quote yourself, but you have to write something new. And then please also think about that you can have assistance for editing English. This must be mentioned the PhD text, but you can have help. The language should not be the main problem. You could also agree with your supervisors to write in a different language, like German, French, or Spanish. This would also be possible. And then there's also a homepage on Jena University of Good Scientific Practice with some rules which has to be respected. So this also includes, for example, ethical consideration. On the basis of the 20-page proposal, we would sign an agreement, and this would be also be part of the acceptance of the PhD students. And all 3 months would include to report your advance with your PhDs to the first supervisor, often in the framework of a meeting. And this means also you are not alone. You have those meetings, you have the doctoral program, which we start now. You have also in Jena a graduate academy who gives courses to support you. Courses, for example, in scientific writing in English, or in using programs on statistics, or many helpful things they are offering for free or for a few money. Then we have the books here in the JCRS, and books we are making you available, like the ones Yad spoke about. You have your colleagues, because you can learn often a lot with your colleagues. and they are often on the same journey, and they can give you some good advices and ideas. And then there will be phases of breaks, of course, of 1 week or more, because you cannot always write on it. If you write 3 years only a PhD and you have never a break, most people feel tired, intellectually tired. So please take also some time off from time to time. But it's an exciting journey. You find really things out, and you develop your own thoughts. You find out what you are thinking about things. And then,
yeah,
a last point, we are all traveling together and have also a lot of joy and fun on this travel. And yeah, and this travel can also be exciting. We are touching the sky and moving forward. And the world is open, and you are creators of change, which are needed in this world when you have your PhD, which is then there. Thank you very much for your attention. And maybe you have now some questions or comments on this.
Thank you, Professor Leiner, for this interesting and elaborated about the orientation of how to develop your doctoral research at AARMENA. We are happy now to open a questions and answer. How long do you need? We have 4.6, so maybe 10 minutes is enough, or 15. What do you like? How much time do you think we should give for a question?
Yeah, I think we should try to make it in 10 minutes. We are always there, so you can also contact us directly, but there might be now reactions which should be done in public with a group.
Okay.
Thank you so much, professors, for the amazing presentation and for this orientation session. To go as quickly as possible to my question. I do have 2 questions. One of them is for the 5 pages proposal. This is something that I did share before, and I'm not really sure if I do have to share it again for feedback, because it's also related to my second question. So in terms of choosing a prospective supervisor, is this something that happens when you have the first a preliminary draft of the 5 pages, or this is something that you can think about until you write the 20 pages, taking into consideration that a professor might agree or disagree? In connection to this, in terms of choosing a supervisor, is this do you provide recommendations based on the background of the professors that exist there in relationship to the topic, or this is the responsibility of the PhD candidates in this case?
Yeah, thank you very much. So my apologies that there was no answer so far for your proposal. We're traveling a lot in the summer, and we are just starting the normal work now, but you will get very soon an answer. And for the supervisors, yes, you need 2 supervisors. And so there will be, with the 5 pages, also reaction, maybe proposition or possibility to have one of our closer team here in JCR as a supervisor, maybe myself or somebody else. Or we will also propose other for the second supervisor. And you have to find 2 before being accepted with a contract in the faculty, which means after the 20 pages. Mm-hmm. So we will give some possibilities, but it would also be your responsibility to contact the professors and to convince them. Maybe if it's difficult, we can assist in this encounters or write to them, but it's sometimes not as easy as it should, because professors sometimes are already fully booked, or with PhD students, even if it would be ideal, or they are not convinced by the topic or whatever. So it's really a bit of also something to consider. You are right. Yeah.
If I may add as well.
Yeah.
I read your work, by the way, so it is very interesting. But here is the idea: is that to develop the reconciliation and conflict transformation peace studies program, to be part of it, actually, you need first to attend the semester, and while you're attending the semester, you'll get an overview, the 2 semesters, the winter and the summer semester, you'll get a more overview how to write it in a way that the professors will be accepting it. Because you cannot just, that's why we have a doctoral program, so you can be open to know how you can write a proposal that will be accepted through the lectures that we discuss, and you upgrade yourself and you upgrade your research in this type where you can submit it for 2 professors. We can help you as a doctoral program, we help getting you the professors. But sometimes if we don't have any professors that want, you need to look them inside the University of Vienna. So you have University of Vienna, you can also look them inside University of Vienna, who do you like to, and you can contact us and tell us, well, I found these 2 professors, I contact the first, he accepts to be the first, and we can talk to him and see how we can advance with him. This also can happen. Or the other way is what we are doing actually as well. We can help you directly with your proposal and send it to several professors that are supporting AARMENA, and they can read it. So we have professors in political science, and we have professors in culture, and we have also Professor Leiner from social sciences and theology. So, and we have also from religious studies. So this, we have our contacts with our professors that we can help you with that. But sometimes these professors are very fully booked, so you can't have them, or maybe they're not into the topic that you're doing. This happens a lot. So therefore, you can also go online and check in Vienna who professors you think is good, and you can contact us, and we can help you to connect with them as well.
Yeah, I think we should go faster, but to make something very clear. So it's not that you attend 1 year and then you propose the 5 pages, but the 1 year would be the whole process until the enrollment. So, but maybe you send a proposal and there was not much reconciliation studies in it and so on. But I will look at it and give you a personal feedback as well. And then there would be maybe a proposal just to read a bit and to understand it better, and then we develop it also together. It's 5 pages. I don't know what you wrote, so I cannot say it, but within 1 year you should be able to enroll in the PhD program. It can also be faster, but 1 year is a bit something we consider as depending on your knowledge you have already, as something normal or acceptable. It takes so long, relatively long. Abdelrazak, please.
Thanks again, Dr. Martin. Just my point is regarding one of the cornerstone of this program. I mean, this project, which is the interdisciplinarity, okay, of this project. So, how can interdisciplinary can be reflected in our, let's say, research proposal? For example, because we know that social and human sciences interaction with each other, and then they are overlapping, and then in some of the rubrics of my proposal or my research, it could be there, but how it can be reflected, for example, in my research questions, in the hypothesis and all the rubrics of my research proposal or the research at whole? That's my question.
I can tell you. So in the transdisciplinary approach means that to understand reconciliation processes, which are so complex, you need sometimes different disciplines, and you have to think about how different disciplines could be helpful to generate new knowledge and things on your topic. Take the example about education and peace making. This might be political science and education. And there's a whole discussion on peace education, and at the same time you have a whole political science discussion and reconciliation studies discussion on peacemaking and building, and to put both together. This would be an idea, and then you have first of all to study them, how they are and what is their state of the art, and then bring them somehow together in hypotheses.
Thank you so much. I have not much to add, but you have to study the methodology of interdisciplinary research, and we have actually a book about it.
Maybe we let it now with this because we have not much time. There was another question still.
Yeah, there's a question here about the timetable. What is the timetable for the 5 pages and what is the timetable and the 20-page proposal?
This was to pass. Yeah. So I think for everything I would be fine if the new people would have an enrollment in 1 year or earlier. Against earlier is nothing to say, but to you can submit them all time, and the 5 pages. Maybe if you have a good idea, you submit soon, but you should have some basic knowledge, of course, of reconciliation studies. And the 20s and later. Now we have Lima, please.
Unmute, ask to unmute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, professors. I would like to ask about the semesters. When does the first semester start? And do the classes, will be the classes be online, or we have to be in Germany and they will be in class courses? Thank you.
Yeah, so we make everything online and in presence in case you are here in Jena and want to be with us here in the room. But you can follow from where you are, from Yerevan or wherever, the whole semester. And Dr. Iyad, you showed the program, but not the summer. Maybe you tell a bit or show the page where you can find the dates.
Yeah.
When we have.
So here is where you can find exactly all the dates where the program will start. Actually, we are, it's online. Let me just put it online very quickly. So you can attend online, but that does not mean that the program is online. The program is online for the doctoral school. So you can attend the doctoral school online, but you cannot, like after you get accepted by 2 professors, sometimes they will ask you to be here. So we have the students who got accepted are here, but for this semester, we are doing it online because we have professors from all around the world who are speaking and presenting. So we have it's hybrid form. So you can be as well in Jena if you like, but it's if you can also be online as well. We have more students, but today, because it's only orientation, not all of the students are attending who got accepted. But here, as you see, you have professors from different places, so they are not going to come to Jena to speak. So they are speaking each one from his own office or his own lecture. So this is an online doctoral school until only these sessions. But when you get accepted by the 2 supervisors and present and apply, you have to come here to Jena to apply, to do the application, to apply with it once you get accepted. So we work with you here until you get accepted by 2 professors and the doctoral school. Then we tell you need to come to Jena to sign the agreement between the 2 professors and the doctoral school. And then you have to present all your paper to the faculty, who will be also investigating your papers. If your papers have anything wrong, and then the faculty will not accept it, or they accept it, this is the faculty. So this is the procedure. So you be part of the two semester. Within the 2 semester, the first semester you apply the 5 pages. We can tell you it's okay, good idea. You work on the 20 pages proposal, and then after you say to us, I finished, you present it in our doctoral school, your research. We present it to the professors that are connected with us, or you can have as well research your own professors. And then if you get accepted to professors,
maybe not so much information at once.
Then you can
just
come.
You should come to make the enrollment to Jena. It's very difficult to do it from far. It's sometimes happening, but it's difficult. But this would be a short stay. And then depending on your life circumstances, and maybe you get also a grant, it's great to be in Jena, but if it's not possible, you could also work from this place where you are. And but the question was the PhD program, so it starts today, and it's every week now until January.
Sorry, yeah, here it's every week. So here you start, as you see, 20 October. This is our orientation session, and then you have the 27th, 3rd. It's every Friday from 2 to 4, according to Berlin time. So I'm sorry for the confusion that was. You have to just go down with this thing here. You have to click on the page first.
Yeah.
So here as well, you see.
Yeah, that's
17.
Then this will be this will be, you find it on the homepage, and then you say in January, we finish, or beginning of February, if you want, with the presentations, where you are invited to present. And then we have a summer program which will start. You have already information?
Yeah, the summer program, we have information. We have many we have about 20 professors who are presenting, but we went with the summer program to that the students will present. The doctoral students who are enrolled, we have about 8 to 10 accepted. And we want those 8 to present. All they will present in the summer school. Some will present this semester if they can, and the rest, and also the people who want to enroll as well. So I think we make it like that.
Would be something from April to July.
Yeah. So the winter semester is from October to February, and the summer semester is from April to July. These 2 last sessions, I still don't know if we're gonna make it. If we don't make the last 2 sessions, we start in the summer school.
Summer semester.
Summer semester, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Are there other questions?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you as well. Yeah, if there are not other questions, I would like to thank you for your presence and wish you a wonderful day, weekend for many of us. And I'm happy to see you again in 1 week.
There's another question. Can you have a joint degree having another professor from another university?
In principle, yes, but it's a lot of administrative work. And
yes,
if you should start it very early to get this done. But it's possible. It's not excluded, but it's a lot of administrative work.
How many
students do you intend accepting at the end of the year? So the AARMENA program at all has a capacity of quite many students, so we could almost accept everybody who is here, but we of course are bound to also to this procedure.
Yeah.
So it's not a situation where we can only accept 2 or 3 of you. No, everybody, if you are working very well, can be accepted, but it must be really going through this procedure and leading to good results.
It
goes compulsory. Yes, it is compulsory to get a PhD.
Yes,
and it must be found before enrolling. This changed in university some years ago. You just started with 1 professor, and the second was found later. But now they require that it's already settled who will be the second, and this is sometimes a bit of a time-consuming and not so easy process, but it's still a process which is often succeeded for people.
So when officially PhD semester will be started? I think the semester has started. This is the first session, orientation session. Every year we start an orientation session before we start with the doctoral program. So yes, this has started. As you saw, the program is online. You can go online and check the program. Abdul Ghaffar, I think he will be the last question. Yeah.
Also Jean-Marie. Bien sûr, you can have the presentations, and we can send my presentation from today.
It is recorded online.
And everything is also recorded online, so you can. And the last question was, can I ask a question? So Abdul Ghaffar, please.
Yes. Thank you very much. Basically, I'm having internet connectivity issues, so I might have missed some important points. So what I have got that the formal induction into doctoral program would be from April, I believe, and the special.
Yeah, it will be from April to July, the summer semester, and now it will be from now on until the first weeks of February.
So this question about 2 professors, according to a regulation of University of Vienna, to get a PhD and a degree from University of Vienna, you have to have the 2 professors from the University of Vienna. The third can be from an outside university. This is, unless it is a German university, as Professor Leiner said, it can happen. but not you get a person who is not from another university from US or another university from another country. This will be a little, you cannot get the degree from the University of Vienna. It must be 2 professors from the University of Vienna that signs on your research. So this is compulsory, as it was written before.
Yeah, and special access of some
Yeah,
texts are not
we will send
open, but
yeah.
yeah, we'll send.
Yeah, we have a library that is online with many books about reconciliation. I'll send you the library books. Maybe some students have the link. I will send the link again, and you can see all the books of the Vienna Center for Reconciliation Studies and all the books that we are working on, and you can also use it. I think I sent it before, and I will send it again. Yeah, that is excellent. If you are not in the doctoral email list, please send me your email, and I will send it. Here is my email, by the way, so you can know. People who don't have my email, let me just add this on next time in the chat.
Great.
This went only to one person. Just a moment. I have to send it to yeah, this is my email. Send me an email. I'll add you to the email list. Then you can get everything as well.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you very much, everybody. Let us say goodbye. Laura also wants to say
Thank you, Professor.
Bye. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
See you next week. See you all next week.
And have a good one. Cheers.